Vijay and Abhi, I think one major issue that we did not discuss so far, how has India been able to manage a balance between US and Russia? India, I think, was the only country that had the luxury to get an exemption under CAATSA, right? India and Russia had a deal on S-400 missile defense system. And despite the fact that US and Russia are antagonistic towards each other, how are we managing that balance? And in the future, are we going to stay in that balance of power equation with both the countries?
So the thing about, you really need to read Nikolai Gogol to get to the heart of the Russian mind, which is a very, it's perpetually dark. It lives in gloom and they enjoy suffering. They make a virtue out of suffering, which is what makes Russia a very dangerous country at the moment, because Russia is rapidly turning into a white Saudi Arabia or a white North Korea. It had industrialized, now it is completely deindustrialized, and it's a single product economy based on oil and natural gas. And that makes it very, 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 very dangerous. So Russia has to be handled with extraordinary caution, because no matter how hard we try to diversify our trade, and I can tell you, even the UPA government and the Modi government have gone way beyond and above the call of duty trying to diversify our trade with Russia into human capital ventures, software, cyber security, whatnot. It's simply not happening out there. And the problem is on the Russian side, because their vast intellectual resources have all migrated to Israel or the West. And they've literally become a nuclear-armed single product economy. So the balancing itself becomes it has to be artificial balancing, that we literally have to throw contracts that they deserve. They lost the very short-range air defense missile system contract, and yet they had to be awarded it, because what is happening between Russia and India now is just blatant extortion. They're like, तुम हमसे खरीदो, नहीं तो फिर हम पाकिस्तान को बेच देंगे.
Yeah, so that brings me that brings me to the relationship between Pakistan and Russia. In fact, Pakistan has given them access to their warm waters in Gwadar. So where do you think, how is this relationship going to be defined in the next few years?
I think there are two parts of India-Russia relation. One is definitely our traditional supply of weaponry and legacy. For spares and accessories, we are still dependent on Russia to an extent. But saying apart, I won't go to the extreme what my friend Abhijit has said about Russia. But Russia still have some niche place to work in the global affairs, and we need to balance it out. And if you see a trend kind of thing, in the recent G20 meeting in Buenos Aires, there were two trilateral meetings. And India was only a common country in both the trilateral meetings. One between India, Russia and China, and second was between India, US and Japan. So both Western power as well as Russia, they are looking India as a balancing power. And it comes with some vagueness. At the same time, it gives us very unique opportunity to do the things at our interest. And we should continue doing it. It is going to be a very complex and, as again say, it's complicated world. There are no binaries here. It is going to be defined by multiple factors in multiple relationships. And one day Abhijit can actually give a special talk on why US has given sanctions, waiver on sanctions against Russia, S-400 or for Iranian oil, etc. But it also involves American interest.
Absolutely.
It's not only the India's interest that they are so generous about. So we have to think and we have to keep all these things. It's a big jigsaw puzzle. Not anyone knows the whole 100 pieces how to join together. But more we know, more we will understand the complexities, and therefore we should come out of these binary equations.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't suggesting a binary. What I meant, if I gave the impression of binary, I'm sorry. I'm saying you alienate Russia at your own cost. There is only one immutable rule of warfare that has held true since the beginning of time. You never invade Russia, never take on Russia. Russia is the one country you never mess around with. I would much rather have Russia at my back in my corner than Russia facing up against Russia. Going up against Russia, best of luck to you. But if India goes up against Russia, I'm giving up my Indian citizenship and running off to another country.
Well, thank you so
Maybe
much.
going to Iran then.
Thank you, all of you.
Namaste. We hope you enjoyed this Chitti Media content. Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.